Well, hello there, beautiful people. I feel like it's been a while since we had uploaded the last video, man. I actually haven't posted anything all week. That's kind of crazy. But I've been busy, kind of working, doing some stuff. And I was supposed to actually get a haircut yesterday, but I didn't. But before we go any further, I want to talk about today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Nobody. Nobody has been the leading provider in nothing for several hundred years. So if you're looking for absolutely nothing, you can definitely depend on Nobody. Thanks for giving us nothing to sponsor this video, Nobody. Now let's get into the video. So in the last video we did, we watched Mr. Beast. He went to all these like different private islands and stuff. And turns out some of these islands are actually available to the public, but there was not enough information given on some of the locations. So what ended up happening was I did some research and attached it to the video, and hopefully that provided some good information, but some people, they didn't like it. Now, there was one comment that I was very pleased to receive, which was this guy said that, man, if the video would have been shorter, I would have basically him as a subscriber. So it is something that I can work on to try to, just get more into the video and maybe chop out some stuff that's just kind of like I can see it as irrelevant, but I kind of want you guys to see everything. So it's kind of like, I got to find the balance. So again, if you have any constructive criticism, please leave it. Or anything that can help me make better content, right? Anything that can help me make better content. So today we're going to look at something that is interesting to me, which is, quote unquote, the ugliest mansion for sale. Or maybe it's not for sale anymore. I have no idea. But the title of the video is the ugliest mansion. And another thing that I do want to say is eventually, once I get better at YouTube and once there is growth in the channel, more growth in the channel, I'll consider, maybe trying to get someone to help as like a producer per se, that just kind of puts stuff together, and maybe I could pay that person. But as of now, we just got to look at what we can find, because, two things that it costs to, put some of these videos that are already together is money, which, I can spare here and there. I'm not saying that I'm balling out of control, but I can spare a few dollars here and there. But the one thing I can't really spare is time. So I can't subsidize my time to make a compilation of things that I would like to react to. So if this doesn't work for you, remember, the link to every video is in the description. So right now we're going to look at the ugliest mansion.
So this is my beauty salon, the area where I get my glam done. Let's face it, I need more space.
8 bedrooms,
so this is the
12
preview.
bathrooms, and spans over 20,000 square feet.
More space.
The almighty dollar, arguably the most powerful object
Are we
on
sure
this
this
planet.
place is ugly?
It can
Because I
change
saw
people for the better,
some nice
it can
stuff
change
there.
people for the worse. And it can also make people build the ugliest house that a human could possibly dream of. Why such a specific example? I'm glad you asked. Today, we're going to be looking at the home of Petra Ecclestone, something. The daughter of the owner of the Formula One group.
Sloan House.
So basically, someone who's just unbelievably rich. And as they say, money can't buy taste, and that rings true more than ever in this video. Her £170 million, or about $240 million mansion has an almost entirely gold interior. I really wish I
like
was
the
joking.
starlight ceiling.
And not only does she have poor taste, her and her fiance have very strange personalities. They pretty much act like cartoon rich people. To put it bluntly, it is very obvious that they have been so extremely rich their entire life that they have...
So here we are in the foyer.
strange personalities. They pretty
Okay,
much
I had
act
to
like
check just to
cartoon
see
rich
if it was
people. To put
just
it bluntly, it is very obvious that they
you
have
know,
been so extremely
giving it
rich their
his
entire
opinion
life
of the
that
place.
they have no idea what normal living looks like. It's kind of hard to explain, so I'm just gonna show you. Please subscribe.
Come on in.
The foyer. So, you know, this abstract art in the foyer, isn't that like
So here we are in the foyer where
crazy?
we'll greet our guests. And the first thing you see when you come into the house is this fabulous gold bar.
We custom built this gold bar. Obviously, it's to entertain and to have lots of parties that we do not have.
I'm sorry, what? The bar is to entertain people? What do you talk about? It's just shapes. Sloppily slapped together shapes that I'm guessing you paid like $40 million for. I don't really think there's much to talk about.
So this is our main family kitchen where we eat most of our meals at, and the kids love mealtime because they're obviously staring at this amazing fish tank.
Which is
I
actually one
hate
of the
that
rarest
fish
in
tank.
the world. It's one of the largest in a private residence. It's 5 meters long. There's 64 types of fish.
I don't want to look
When
at
designing
fish
this
while I'm
kitchen,
eating.
you
Imagine
wanted
eating
separate
fish
islands, didn't you?
and then
Yeah,
there's fish
one island
in
with a
front of you or
teppanyaki
behind
grill.
you.
The chef
That's
is able to cook
weird.
that, and then the other island is where
Okay,
I
that's
occasionally cook
not
at.
Alright, so this
good
might
for a
just
kitchen
be
at
me,
all.
especially because I don't really like when
Kitchen's
things in a
not
house
bad.
are all one color. But this kitchen is extremely ugly. I mean,
But-
I don't even want to think about how much money went into designing this kitchen. I'm sure it was north of
Everything being in the middle, it's not like a more like a super common concept, but for this all to be so cluttered, it's kind of refreshing because these people are like super duper rich, meaning that there should be a chef's quarters, a chef's kitchen.
10 million, but it just doesn't look good to me. It almost looks cheap. Like everything seems to just be thrown together. There doesn't really seem to be a coherent design here.
The feel of the kitchen is a slightly kind
It's
of
like
an industrial vibe,
brush
obviously,
nickel,
with the
brush
paneling
steel.
on the doors.
It has double dishwashers, double sinks,
Gagano
double
appliances.
fridges,
So yeah, this is
freezers,
expensive
wine
stuff.
coolers, and the appliances throughout are Gagano.
There's amazing natural light coming in through the garden into the kitchen.
Alright, can we just take a moment to focus on whatever this is supposed to be?
I wonder if
guess
this is
like
what
some
I
sort of
sound like
off living
sometimes.
room,
Am-
maybe?
like, am
Maybe
I
a
that
bar
annoying?
area, I don't really know. But just look at this. This looks like a casino and a mid-2000s hotel had a child. I mean, what is this like gold wiener / earthworm doing on the counter? This wallpaper literally just looks spray-painted gold. This is awful.
It's an acquired taste. I wouldn't call it awful.
Sloane House actually compromises of 2 homes, Sloane House and Sloane Lodge. We're now in the lodge side of the home, which has its own entrance, which we would bring guests through for events. This is one of my favorite rooms of the whole house. So the first thing that hits you when you
It's
enter this
definitely
room
an
is this
acquired
magnificent
taste.
crystal chandelier, which is 150,000 Swarovski crystals.
And
Behind
he
us,
says
you will
that's
see
where he likes
we
to
have
do
a
all the
fabulous
partying,
bar,
so
which is
that's
all
where all the
custom
drugs
built.
are being
And
done.
obviously, the Panther, which features throughout
Oh
the
yeah,
house, is seen
Panther.
here as well.
Panther
There's
does
custom
equal,
cabinetry
you
throughout the
know,
whole room, which gives a
total
very
drug
1920s
vibes.
Gatsby feel to this whole sort of vibe.
No,
I'm not saying
sorry,
that they
not
do
quite.
drugs.
This looks more
saying
to
that
me
in
like if the
movies,
Great
we're talking
Gatsby
about
took place in
movies.
New
Let me
Jersey
start
instead of
saying
New
by
York.
my
I'm getting some Jersey
references
Shore
are to
vibes here.
movies. When I say certain things, it's reference to things I see in
Welcome
movies.
to our wellness level.
The area sets the tone where you step over the water
I like
feature
this.
on these
I
stepping
don't understand how this is this is
Come
not
and have
the
a look
ugliest
around.
mansion. I think I could find something uglier than this. To be fair,
So when I bought this house, there was no
brownstone
lower level.
that
we
belonged to
excavated
Ivana
the basement
Trump,
and we dug down
rest in
15
peace,
meters deep to make this hotel amenity type
is
spa into a residential house.
uglier
I mean, if
than
they
this.
were purposefully going for this kind of gaudy faux 80s/90s aesthetic, I mean, they really hit the nail on the head, but it seems
This
like
is
they're
fire.
trying to pass this off as sophisticated. This just looks so dated that I feel like it has to be on purpose, but at the same time, I feel like it wasn't.
I think what's good to know as well, due to permitting laws now in London,
It's very,
you cannot
you know,
recreate this. So down
simplistic.
here we have a
It's
17 18-meter by 9-meter
nice.
swimming pool.
I don't
Spa,
understand what
10-man jacuzzi.
What
steam,
does this
and
guy
sauna.
consider beautiful?
So we're
'Cause
here
if
now
this
in
is
our gym
ugly,
that has
what's
amazing natural
beautiful?
light, even though we're actually in the basement, so it doesn't feel
I would like to
dark
know.
and gloomy.
I think that one of the great things about this gym is while we work out, we've actually got a squash
Like,
court behind us.
The
which we
wellness
turn
center
into
has
kids' playground,
minimalist
so the kids are
vibes.
entertained
What's
while we're
I
working
like
out.
That's what we
minimalism.
turned
What
it into,
about you?
like
Do you
a
like
soft play,
minimalism?
which is obviously very child
Please do
friendly.
not climb
To
up the
give this
slide.
perspective in size, I'm 6'4", and this is about the size of a 2-story house.
I can't help but see this video as
I would have
nothing
preferred to
but
put a
them
basketball
just
court there, but, you know, when you got kids, why
consistently
not?
bragging. Yes, this chandelier has 47 quadrillion crystals. This playpen is bigger than your family's house. Did I mention you can't
Oh
make
my
this
gosh,
pool
you
anymore
have
because
no
of permitting
idea. I
laws?
just want
You
to tell
couldn't
this
make
guy
it
to
when
shut
we made it
the
either, but we have so much money,
up.
we just paid everybody off. I mean, like, dang, we get it. You both have rich parents.
Also on this level, we have a cinema to show about 12 people.
There's a whole candy
You know what?
bar
I don't want to be a
entrance.
hater.
And the seats actually change and
So,
vibrate with the sound of the cinema.
If
that's
this is
being
what I
played.
sound like when I say
So this
negative
is my
things
beauty
about a place,
salon, the
please
area
let me
where
know.
I get my
'cause
glam done.
I'm only
Leading
just giving
down to the salon area. There's
the
a feature
ideas
gold
of
chains,
someone looking
which
to
basically
buy
give the
something,
glimmer, of reflection
not
of light throughout the hallway. There's the pedicure
those
station
that
you can
are
get your
just
hands
like,
and feet
yo,
done,
this place
and then
ugly,
the washing
just
up basin,
because.
obviously to get your hair done professionally, and then the glam area
Like
where you
the
get your
salon,
makeup
this
done.
is- this
There's
is-
definitely a lighter palette, obviously to give a more feminine touch to the room.
This is
What?
definitely
Lighter
interesting
palette
for
than
a home.
What? This looks the
It's a lot.
exact same as every other room in the house so far. Everything is just gold. This has zero design difference than anything we've seen so far.
So we're here at the top of the house now, and one of the most magical features
I mean, the
of
salon
house
looks like
is
a
the
nice
beautiful
salon. Like, I
chandelier
don't
from the top
really
of the
know
house
what
that
to
goes
say.
through all the floors down to the bottom.
Looks
It's
just looks like
shattered
the
pieces
salon
of
that you would
diamonds
actually
or
walk
glass,
into
which obviously
off
there's
the
natural
street,
light from the
especially in
window
London.
behind that is then reflected onto the chandelier, and it basically just gives off rainbows throughout the house. The chandelier is the centerpiece of the whole house, and it's the design ethos that ties it all together to make it become one.
I think the only
proper
worst
term
part
would
of
be
this video
prismatic.
besides the house
Gives
is
off a
this awful script they're
prismatic
making
glow.
these people read. I mean, seriously, the design ethos for the house, that is just objectively false. The design ethos for this house is a golden panther staying in a 90s motel.
So we're here at my daughter's room, and clearly she and I are a huge fan of the color pink.
Now,
it was before a very
you can't say
traditional
anything
room,
negative about
which we
this room.
transformed it to become
It's a room
more
for a
modern,
child.
and it just came to life. And then these chandelier ice cream lights that she actually drew, and we got them kind of
That is
to
cute.
life. We redesigned each room to have the bedroom, the dressing room, and then the bathroom. So the closet panels are
Bathroom's
nude
a bit
lacquer,
much for
which
a
is kind
child.
of
It's a
feminine,
bit
but
much for a
also
child.
neutral, with leather paneling throughout.
You know, after seeing this, quote, child's bedroom that is actually a luxury master bedroom, I'm kind of worried to see where the parents sleep. Do they just have an entire other house for their bedroom? I mean, that honestly would not surprise me.
So this is our primary bedroom. This was the last bedroom that we redesigned, and
I like
worked
this-
with a
I
close
like this
friend
room.
called Gavin Broden.
I wonder what he has
It's
to
definitely
say
got a
about
lighter
this.
tone to it than the rest of the house.
It's not
It's got
oversized.
nude paneling throughout the room, a white
But
onyx
again, it's London,
fireplace.
so
This bed is 8 feet by 9 feet.
If they're staying in the
something
more
you could do
expensive
more
parts
in
of
LA
London,
than
this
you can
is-
in London, but we managed
is
to
it.
do it here.
There's 2 separate dressing rooms, one for Sam and then a larger one
Right,
for
living in
myself,
old
because,
London
let's
or
face
old
it, I need more
England
space.
rather, like
I think the
wherever,
nice thing is that you don't have to leave
you,
the master
like,
suite
you
to
want
be able
just
to go
that
to the both dressing rooms
historic
and the bathroom.
property.
It's all on one floor.
this is what you have to
Hold
deal
on,
with. This is
one
what you have to
second,
do.
back up for me. You think that having a master bedroom so big that your closets and bathrooms are on different floors is some sort of negative? Yeah, do you guys see what I mean about how they're just cartoon rich people?
As you can see, mine is very impressive with hidden pocket doors.
Okay,
and
they're a little
mirrors, lovely
pretentious,
lighting,
but, you
very
know,
soft lighting.
a lot of rich
windows
people are
either side
pretentious.
For natural light.
So this is my closet, which is every girl's dream, and it actually is the whole width of the house. It has the most beautiful feminine chandelier in it, and then we're so lucky to have the natural light from the garden coming into the dressing room. For me, this dressing room feels tucked away and definitely is a quieter place throughout the house, and it just
Like,
has a very calm, peaceful
Clearly, this is
vibe
not
to
a
it.
Reese,
Now,
like,
this is
it's
not
property
me
that they're
really
going to
hating
sell.
on
It's
the
just not.
closet itself.
This
I
is
mean,
just
if
for
I
them.
had this much money and I could have a closet this big, I I probably would, because why not? But I feel like
Okay.
features like this really start to put into perspective how meaningless money is to these people. I mean, are you serious? Windows in a closet? Not one, but multiple? I mean, I would wager that their closets combined are bigger than a lot of places where people live. I mean, unless there's some weird perspective, I'm like 99%
I really hope I don't sound
certain
like
that these
this.
closets are bigger than my apartment. This kind of money is genuinely unimaginable to anybody who's not in this position. Well, that's pretty much where the video ends. They go through the garden, but honestly, there's nothing really too bad about that. There's no gold or crystal encrusted planters we have to look out for. It's
this
just
guy
your
hates gold,
average
doesn't
rich
he?
person garden. I mean, we've seen quite a few ugly houses on this channel, but I honestly think this one has got
He
to
has
be
the
worst.
ugly. Okay,
The
so
one is
maybe we'll look at
miles
some
better
other
than
stuff
this
and
one.
see.
At least that house
Yo,
seemed like there was some
but
thought put into it.
this-
I wouldn't be surprised if the design plan for this house just said the word gold.
ugly-
If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button.
I'm gonna pass, but I will check out some other videos from this duck. This duck, which clearly, you know, hiding behind anonymity, you know, does kind of give you the power. Maybe I should make a separate channel where I could just have anonymity and say a bunch of negative stuff that's actually false, just for a reaction. Because that's what I feel like the duck, this duck is. And there is some entertainment value in that. Let me know. Should I be that harsh when it comes to certain stuff? Because, you know, when I give my honest opinion, I'm just giving an honest opinion in terms of, you know what? Should you buy something like that if you have the money? Yes or no? That's kind of where I am. It's like, I would say, no, don't buy that. I would say, these are good features. This is what I would change. And, you know, like, I'm very, very objective, right? I'm very, very objective when it comes to my opinion on certain stuff. This quote unquote mansion, not ugly. Not ugly. Are there some things that are of an acquired taste? Absolutely. Absolutely. That abstract gold, you know, bar thing that obviously this guy, you know, that doesn't really appreciate art to most people, that even includes me. Abstract art is like, okay, these just different shapes and stuff, and then you call it art. All right, I mean, I guess, you know, it's no Mona Lisa. It's you know, nothing like, oh my gosh, that is like, you know, it's no, you know, it's no Van Gogh, you know, but I understand why some people like it. It is very fancy. Okay, it's very fancy. It's super baller. Okay, it's very baller. The kitchen, not a big fan of how the kitchen is, but I do like the fact that they have all this money and even their counter is cluttered. They didn't have a chef's kitchen, so like that kitchen is actually functional. Not the biggest fan of the range being in the middle, but I've seen houses that have it in the middle and it looks great. So, but the way that theirs was set up, I would have liked to see it not in the middle, because then you have to have the range hood and all this other stuff. Like, and it's kind of just like, you know, in the way in you know, in my eye. The fish tank, again, I have nothing against fish tanks if it's done correctly. That fish tank being right there in the dining area, I hate it. That's the one thing that I thought was just out of place. Like, I don't like it. You're better off putting the fish tank in the wellness center, because that's where you're going for peace, clarity, you know, relief, release. And the fish would work better down there. A nice large fish tank will work better down there. I did like the wellness area, very minimalist. So it, like, the fact that the entire vibe of the wellness center was minimal versus the rest of the house, which was dramatic, was very nice, because it's like you can get away from the dramatic and, you know, go down and just have a nice vibe. Yeah, so very particular place, totally not ugly, acquired taste on some of the things, but a lot of it worked, right? A lot of it worked. The kid's bedroom, like the daughter's bedroom, the bathroom was a lot for a child, but given the fact that people grow up, children grow up, once that child is, of age, 18, 19, and still living there, that's a very good setup. So nothing wrong for me in the long term, nothing wrong with the bathroom. The bathroom has longevity. But for a small child, it is a bit much. But, not a big fan of the golden shower for a child's bathroom. That's where it's like, it's cool to have the oversized tub and all this other stuff, and then that, a nice large walk-in shower, but golden shower? No, that was not a vibe. But again, nothing ugly about the place. More acquired taste, in the fish tank out of place. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hopefully this video was short enough to be of value. Okay, maybe not of value. Maybe value is too much of a stretch, but hopefully the shorter video was entertaining enough for my guy to come back and say, hey, I like that the video was shorter. Hopefully at least that. Thank you again, Nobody, for the sponsor, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.